Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to Wholesale Happy Fun Time Family Show with CJ and Aaron. I'm CJ.
I'm Aaron.
Let's give a short introduction about gambling. Gambling is a serious problem and very easy thing to get into. Very addictive. The Bible doesn't really condemn gambling, but it does discuss greed and other things and lust of the monies.
Luke 12:15. Then he said to them, "Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions."
The LCMS has voiced its opinions on gambling. Now, it's a list of 6 concerns. That list is long. I don't want to read that, so the narrator will.
Gambling encourages the sins of greed and covetousness. Gambling promotes the mismanagement of possessions entrusted to us by God. Gambling undermines absolute reliance on God for His provision. Gambling works at cross purposes with a commitment to productive work. Gambling is a potentially addictive behavior. And lastly, gambling threatens the welfare of our neighbor and militates against the common good.
Thank you, narrator. Now that we know a little bit about gambling, let's welcome our first guest. Let's dive right into him. Really dive. And today we have a very special guest with us today. We have Tyler, a professional gambler. Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the show. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Maybe. Well, as you said, I'm a professional gambler. Make a living off it. Not much to it, really. Just making money and taking names.
Are you an addicted gambler?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I gamble. I know when to stop. Losing, then you stop. It's just you don't want to keep going if you're losing. But yeah, I'd say I'm pretty good at it.
Think there's anything wrong with that at all?
No, I don't.
You sure about that?
Aaron?
I'm positive.
CJ? People like you make me sick. Thieving around, taking everybody's money. Think you could just win at every game, huh? I used to be like you, man. I used to be like you. Just thinking that I could win every time. There's no losing, man. I'll tell you what. I used to be an antisocial gambling man. And I used to race horses and bet on them until one time got into it too deep. Yes, it's not a good thing whenever you give a horse PCP and cat feed injections. It ended up and died on the track. It didn't even get out of the gate. I'll tell you what, it just smacked into it. He just sat there and slammed into that gate so hard. And I looked over and I saw the Dom look at me. He just sat there, gave me a look, "I'm gonna slap you." Well, he kind of did. He shot me in both knees, but you make me sick.
Aaron, it's okay. You needed that. Well, that looks like a great time for a commercial break from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our show. I'm a little tired after the first take, so let's get right into our next contestant, Anna. Anyway, how's gambling affected you?
Well, I started out as a serious social gambler. I'd go to casinos every weekend. I don't think it really affected me that much, but then my dog died. And after that, it was a downward spiral. I go to casinos every day, and my friends call me an escape gambler because I use gambling to constantly fight my severe depression.
No, don't die on me! Don't die on me! Gosh.
What happened?
Nothing much. As you were saying?
You can leave now.
Well, at least that's over.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you making there?
Making a pike. In case you need to stick any hogs.
That's pretty dope.
Yep.
Is it commercial break?
Wait, what? Okay, he's not here. Our next guest is Andrew. What's wrong with you, Jitters?
I'm a bit of a someone might call a compulsive gambler.
You're the worst kind. What are you doing? Go look at me like that. You gonna propose or something? You don't want a problem?
Sit down. Stay there.
Gosh. Get your stinking hands off me.
It's a TV show. So, Andrew, what's your problem?
I started out as a casual social gambler whenever I was younger. Nothing like big or anything. It was an underground go fish thing. It started with like stickers and like really cool rocks, but I was with the best of them. Then I went through everyone, and then this guy came up, and the kid had Smensels, and I wiped the floor with him, but the Smensels were never enough. It got bigger. It was money, and just I had to have all of it, and that's kind of when I became a bit of a compulsive gambler.
Well, that needed no commentary. Now for our next segment, let's bring on the contestants. But before that, Aaron gives us wonderful life advice. Aaron.
1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from their faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. You need to turn your life around. Quit sniffing pencils. You would be sniffing debt.
Huh?
And you. Maybe if you would have been gambling, your dog wouldn't have died. And you. I don't really like you. But you still need help. Both of you guys do. All three of you. All three of you guys need help.
Thank you, Aaron. Aaron, I remember earlier you mentioned something about to me stewardship. Do you remember what that was?
No, I don't. Can you tell me again?
Let me tell you. Stewardship is the use of licensed resources for God's purpose. In order to compare that to our contestants here, they are using their money for gambling purposes only. So they are not buying food for their dog, food for themselves, food for their family. It is affecting their families and lives around them. They need to stop gambling. Let's find out if they're going to rehab. Tyler, professional gambler, unhealthy and wrong. Rehab. Anna, your story is just sad. So I'm going to get you some serious psychological help from Dr. Phil. Rehab. Andrew, I don't know what there's to help you, but you're still going to rehab. That's all, folks. Thank you for tuning into the Wholesome Happy Family Fun Time Show with CJ and Aaron. I'm CJ.
I am.